ти?
What do you think of Lee?
Oh, he's a good fighter. I wouldn't ever want to pick a fight with him. Unless, of course, it couldn't be avoided.
Hey, asshole!
You don't actually think I'd get involved in a duel with you? Go crawl back under your rock.
Silviu doesn't like being talked to. You might have gathered as much by now. And now for the fun part.
Fight!
That doesn't surprise me.
Don't you try that again.
The two of us should have a chat.
Listen, you won now. Leave me alone.
Подожди минутку.
Don't even think about touching anything here. Otherwise, you'll get a couple upside the head. Got it?
What's your job?
Onar wants me to spend all day keeping an eye on his stuff. He's worried that something will go missing, and I would too in his place. Most of the mercenaries he's hired are former convicts from the penal colony. They'll walk off with everything that isn't nailed down if no one watches out.
Has anyone tried to steal anything yet?
A few, and I caught them all.
There's a whole bunch of junk here.
That's right, and most of it is extremely valuable. Onar collects valuable objects. A simple man like me can hardly afford such luxury. I stick to other things.
And that would be?
I collect old coins.
I've got an old coin here.
Show me. Oh yeah? That won't bring much on the open market. I'll pay you a gold piece for it. Exactly as much as it used to be worth.
Not quite enough. What about 2?
Ah, damn, all right. 2 gold coins for every old coin you can bring me. That's my final offer.
It's a deal.
Good. Here's 2 gold coins.
Interested in some more old coins?
Sure. You still have any?
A few.
Thanks. Here's your money. Bring me all you can find.
Who let you in here? What are you doing here on my farm?
Thanks to Bulko, you now have a few sheep less.
And what are you talking about? Who is Bulko?
One of the mercenaries.
How would that interest me? If he's been after my sheep, he'll have to answer to Lee. So why are you bugging me with such trivial details?
I want to work for you.
I don't need a farmhand right now. My people see to everything else. You have no business here in the house, so get out.
You're revolting against the city, or so I've heard.
Now listen up. I inherited this farm and this land from my father, and he inherited it from his father. I'm not going to allow that greedy imbecile of a king to make off with all that just in order to feed his useless armies. The war with the orcs has been going on forever. And where do we stand? On the edge of defeat. No, I prefer to defend my farm myself. The money that I save this way can pay for my own army.
I want to work here as a mercenary.
You? A mercenary? Don't make me laugh. If you were any good as a mercenary, Lee would have told me about you. Now get yourself out of here, pronto.
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
Я это уже знаю.
Everything fine with you?
If it's something important, go talk to Lee. Otherwise, leave me alone.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
Onar now has a few sheep less thanks to Bulko.
Oh, leave me alone with that shit. I've had enough trouble as it is.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Sure.
He got caught by the Paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with Paladins and Orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say.
Поговори с Торлофом. Он обычно находится перед домом. Он даст тебе испытание.
If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
Что нужно урегулировать, прежде чем я смогу присоединиться к вам?
Нас нанимает Анар. Ты можешь находиться на ферме только с его одобрения. Также дело еще в наших парнях. Я смогу принять тебя, только если большинство наемников согласится, что ты можешь присоединиться к нам.
But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
What exactly are you doing here?
Это просто. Я делаю все возможное, чтобы мы все смогли убраться с этого острова.
Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the Paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
Что за предложение ты хочешь сделать?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
А что произошло с вами после того, как пал барьер?
Большинство воров и наемников осталось со мной, поскольку я смог предложить им путь к свободе. Остальные же рассыпались по окрестностям и занялись разбоем. Маги воды, закончив свои дела, отправились сразу в Харинис. Где они сейчас, мне неизвестно. Но Лорес должен быть в курсе происходящего.
А потом?
Потом мы набрели на эту ферму. Незадолго до нас тут как раз побывало городское ополчение и перевернуло всю усадьбу вверх дном в поисках золота. Собственно, это и стало причиной, по которой Анар восстал против короля. После мы заключили с ним сделку. Мои люди охраняют его земли от королевских приставов, а мы получаем от него продовольствие и немного золота.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, But most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor. But first, join us.
That's all just gossip. Will it ever change?
Некоторые вещи никогда не изменятся. И будет еще хуже.
That was obvious all along.
He really didn't deserve that.
Не верю ни одному твоему слову.
Bulko got what was coming to him. I've taught him a lesson.
The swine deserved it.
Is it really true?
В конце концов, они тебя к этому вынудят.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silviu and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silviu's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
The two of us should have a chat.
Listen, you won now. Leave me alone.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then, but some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the Yorks. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silviu. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silviu. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
Do you know what Silviu is planning?
Silviu found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torlif and let him explain it if you're interested. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or not, just as long as the boys wind up out cold in the mud.
Which of the mercenaries are Silviu's men?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silviu himself and his right-hand man, Bulko. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
How many of Silviu's people should I defeat?
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silviu himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
How many of Silviu's men are still on my list? I've bested Bulko.
I heard. Not bad.
Rod looks a little worse for the wear. Sentenza was trying to squeeze some gold out of me. Not a smart idea. Fester got what was coming to him. I went to see Raoul.
And?
He was badly in need of a proper licking.
That's enough. That's enough. I'm impressed. If Lee asks me, I can vote for you without hesitation.
Ты можешь меня чему-нибудь научить?
Нет. Пока ты не один из нас, я не стану этого делать.
Что ты здесь делаешь на моей кухне?
You really let Bulko have it, honey. Must have been an exhausting job to thrash that fat swine. Here, have a bite to eat so you'll gain back your strength.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only Onar can decide that. The farm is his, and so is the entire valley.
Something smells delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then, when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
Это твоя печь?
Да, моя.
И что ты в ней готовишь?
Обычно я пеку хлеб и пироги, но в ней можно пожарить и мясо, если понадобится.
А я могу ей воспользоваться?
Можешь, но только если я буду уверена, что ты ее не испортишь.
И как мне тебя в этом убедить?
Ну, например... Скажи, ты умеешь печь пироги?
К сожалению, нет.
Вот. Когда научишься, тогда я и позволю тебе ею пользоваться.
Can I have some more of your stew?
I haven't got any now.
Not even a tiny bowl?
No.
Can I lick the pot then?
Will you cut it out? If you're so keen on my stew, you'll have to do something to get it.
What?
Go see Sagita, the healer who lives behind Sekop's farm, and bring me a package of her herbs. If you bring me the herbs, I'll make you some stew.
А меня ты можешь научить печь пироги?
Конечно, но не за спасибо. Также тебе понадобится некоторый опыт в кулинарном деле.
Научи меня печь пироги.
Так, и что ты хочешь испечь?
Эй, ты!
The two of us should.
Listen, it has come to my attention that you have it in for my boys. And as far as I know, you're one of Lee's protégés. I'm warning you, a few things are going to be different around here soon, and we'll talk about this again then.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine, so here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
I'll deal with the militia, don't worry.
The farmer Bengar has complained that lately the militia from the city has been getting on his nerves. They're pressuring the farmer, probably trying to make him break with Onar. I want you to go to his farm and make it clear to the militia that they have no business there. Questions?
How can I find Bengar's farm?
In the southwest of the valley is a big stairway that leads to a high plain. That's where Bengar's farm is. If you get lost, ask the farmers in the fields how to find your way around the area.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. Jarvis thinks you're on the right side. Cord thinks you'd be good enough to join. Cypher says that for him it was crystal clear that you'd get to join. Something seems to have made him really happy. You seem to have convinced Rod that you're strong enough. Sentenza won't vote for you. He says you still owe him 50 gold pieces. Buster says you're okay. And Dar says you're a blabbermouth. But his vote doesn't count for very much here. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. Most of them are just waiting to see if you pass the test. You're far from done, kid. If you want us to accept you, you'll have to do something for it.
Подожди минутку.
He really didn't deserve that.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
There's more, believe me.
can't go through here.
I want to talk to your leader.
Oh, I see. You want to talk to my boss. Well, then of course I'll let you through. But only if you know his name. Because if you don't, I'll be obliged to kill you. Well?
Dexter.
Well, I guess you know the boss. Okay, I'll let you through. But I'm warning you, you get too close to anybody, you won't get out of here alive. So take a deep breath and leave your weapons where they are. You'll find Dexter in the house.
А как тебе это?
Look who's here, the great emancipator. Well, hero, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for a few answers.
I never thought you'd come here voluntarily.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I've been looking for you. Haven't you seen any of my wanted posters? They all bear your mug. Oh, yes, you're very much wanted. Didn't you know that?
So, what do you want from me?
Me? Nothing whatsoever. But my boss is hell-bent on seeing you dead. So he wants me to find you and bring him your head.
They say that you're kidnapping people from Corinus.
So you found that out too. Good work, Buster. And here I was thinking I had covered my tracks.
Where did those people disappear to? Maybe down the mine somewhere here?
They're far away in the northeast by now, where you can't get to them. I could show you where exactly, but I don't know why I would want to do that.
Who gave you this order?
My boss. He's a dangerous man. You know him. Raven, one of the former ore barons from the old camp in the Valley of Mines. He needs those people to fulfill his plans, and that's all you need to know.
An ore baron here in Corinus?
He's no longer an ore baron. He's got plans of his own, and Corinus will feel that before long.
Raven? Dangerous? Oh well.
What do you know? You don't know him like I do. He was a miserable swine even back then, but these days, he has changed since the fall of the barrier. There's a black shadow across his face. His fierce glance will pierce you like the claws of a raptor, or if you look into his eyes for too long. My only advice to you is, leave Corinus as fast as you can, before it's too late. There's nothing here for you, except for certain death.
There's this fellow with an eye patch. He's looking for you.
Everybody's looking for me. I couldn't care less. If that guy has some business with me, let him come here.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
Hey, it's true. I swear on my mother's grave.
And what do you intend to do now? Kill me?
Yeah, but you set us all free. That's why I'm giving you another chance. Beat it. Disappear. Make yourself invisible. Go and don't cross my path again.
I need to know where you brought those people.
Well, you could try beating it out of me. It's better for you if you leave now. If I see you around here again, I won't hesitate to kill you.
Что ты думаешь о Сильвио?
Потрясающий человек, ну, вот выдающий, ну, какой-то, ну, немыслимый, какой-то, ну, прекраснейший.
Что?
Ты ведь и так знаешь, что я, пришедший сюда вместе с Ли, о нем думаю.
Просто я хотел...
Послушай, приятель, лучше засунь все эти свои вопросы куда подальше и займись-ка делом.
Я принес панцири ползунов для доспехов.
Good. Give them here. Okay, where's the armor?
Я доделаю их завтра. Тогда и приходи.
Okay, where's the armor?
Они готовы, вот. Получилось неплохо, мне кажется.
Спасибо.
Да ладно.
Что, больно? Сдохни, сдохни! Сдохни, сдохни! Ну как, нравится? Что, больно?
Thekla sent me to pick up a package for her.
Ah, yes. I had actually expected her days ago. Here's the package. Take good care of it.
What wares do you have to offer?
Tell me what...
Невозможно. Невозможно. Эй, ты!
You're the farmer here?
You could say so, but I'm really just a tenant. All the land here is owned by one big farmer.
There's so many of you. Why didn't you just go up against the militia yourself?
It's true that there's a lot of us, but we're not trained fighters like the militia.
I'm supposed to deal with your militia problem.
What? I told Onar he should send a couple of his mercenaries.
This is my chance to prove myself.
Terrific. Do you know what the militia will do to me if you screw it up? These bastards come by here once a week and collect the taxes for the city. It's a good thing you came just now. This is their usual time. We should be here any moment.
Let the militia come then. I'll deal with them.
I can't wait. Here they come now. See? I told you so. Just don't screw it up.
Подожди минутку.
Look at this one. Another joke. What are you doing here, huh? Who the hell are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
You're a dead man. Oh my god. Oh, fuck.
Сдохни, сдохни!
Подожди минутку.
Your militia problem is a thing of the past.
Not bad. Maybe there'll be something left over at the end of the month now for a change. Thanks.
What do you think of Onar?
Huh. He's a greedy bastard who'll get us all hanged in the end. One of these days, the paladins will come out of the city and make us small farmers bleed for what he's doing here. But I haven't got a choice. The militiamen only come here to collect and not to defend the farm. If I held myself loyal to the city, I'd be very much on my own. At least Onar sends some mercenaries now and then to see how we're doing.
What have you got against the royal troops?
It's obvious. There hasn't been any improvement now that the paladins are in the city. Just the opposite. Now these cursed militiamen come onto our land even more often and steal everything they can, and the paladins don't do a darn thing about it. The only paladins that I've ever seen are the two guards at the pass. They wouldn't budge an inch, even if the militia slaughtered us all.
The pass?
Yeah, the pass to the old valley of mines by the waterfalls at the other end of the high pastures. Ask Malik about it. He was there a couple times last week.
How do you make a living?
Mostly hunting and the wood we cut. Of course, we also raise sheep and work the land. Onar saddles me with all these laborers, and I have to keep them busy somehow. Only a few of them are good hunters, you see.
Balthazar the shepherd isn't allowed on your pasture?
Oh yeah, that story. I told him Sekob should pay me money if he wanted to lead the sheep into my pasture. To tell the truth, that's only harassment. I just can't stand Balthazar.
You're employing day laborers?
Onar sends away the workers he can't use on his farm. Then, he sends them to me. I feed them and they work here for me.
Has anything strange happened around here lately?
Many strange things are happening these days, but none as strange as the mysterious disappearance of Pardos. He's one of my field workers, and certainly not the kind who would drop everything overnight and slink off just like that, you see.
What exactly is so strange about his disappearance?
Pardos is such a timid sort. The furthest he's ever been from the farm is to the end of my fields. He would run away at the mere sight of a meat bug. Those things may not be pretty to look at, but you really couldn't call them dangerous. They say there's people who eat them. Gross.
You get used to it. Maybe he was simply fed up.
Working in the fields was his life. I cannot imagine him having gone to work for another farmer. With me, he could do whatever he wanted.
Any clues at all?
I think those bandits must have dragged him off. They've been roaming around this area for days now.
Что это за лагерь рядом с твоей фермой?
Я точно не знаю, но, кажется, его обитатели называют свою общину каким-то братством.
Братством? Интересно. И кто же эти люди?
Вообще-то, довольно странные типы. Ходят практически все наголо бритые и постоянно курят болотник. Честно говоря, на одного такого посмотришь и как-то уже даже не по себе становится. Хотя, правда, с другой стороны, проблем от них тоже мало. У них в лагере всегда все достаточно тихо, а для меня это, как ты сам понимаешь, самое главное. Так что я особо не возражаю насчет их здешнего присутствия. Пусть живут, мне не жалко.
Понятно.